In this video I look back at a job that I did for a client where I did some veneer grafting on a block. We'll explain the process of how it went and why we did it this way. So what I did was I prepared my signs just like a rind sign, just pre-shaped them. I'm using a pair of Scionon Grafting Shears SGS4-20R here. We normally use that shear on bigger material, but it's equally good on the smaller diameters. You can get down to the detail work. Pre-shaping signs just makes life a bit easier when you're going down the rows. You've got them in your pocket there, in your pouch, and we can easily place them. So what I end up doing is I have to go in under the basal canopy of these trees, and I'm looking for a flat spot, and I just put an incision into the trunk with a grafting knife. And it very much is effectively a rind graft, but I term this a veneer graft because we don't cut the tree off and work from the top. So there's the incision, flick a little bit of material out, and that's the pocket created at the top that I can get the sign to slip into. So going down each row, we had to just work from one side, just the same side that I'm working with, just made it flow. We tried to make a little entry point into the trees by cutting a lateral off. Didn't always work for us because some of the flat spots weren't exactly where we created our entry point. But for the most part it worked pretty well. There were a few occasions where my forearm got a bit battered and bruised, and I had to deal with that. Like those little branches there, I just snagged my arm. So now we're taping the signs in using Scionon Grafting Tape. I find this tape really good for this type of diameter. It's pretty easy to put on. I slip it between the trunk and the top of the sign there and just wrap it around a couple of times and stretch it to cling to itself as we tear off. The grower wanted this done this way because he had his own selection of material, and he wanted to try and get some, the sign would bulk up, and he wasn't too sure if this variety was going to perform in the market. So he had an option here of either cutting back to the sign or retaining the tree after the work was done. The year we did the grafting, his intention was to grow another crop on top, so it gave him a little bit of room to move. So the final step of the seal is to put some paint just around the tape to stop it coming unravelled in the wind, and I used an artist brush to just get in behind that area and onto the trunk just to get a final seal on. Who would have thought you could get out there in the orchard and do a bit of artwork? So I went back and had a look at this job about 5 or 6 weeks after the grafting was done, and was pretty pleased to see that the buds were waking up and getting going. As it turned out, the grower didn't end up cutting back to the graft. I spoke with him again this year, and he grew another crop on top of the sign, and it performed pretty well in the market. So he really had his options open, and if the variety does deteriorate in the market, he's got an option to carry on and cut back to the sign. Well, there it is. That's what I term veneer grafting, very similar to rind grafting, just done a little bit differently. If you like what you see and want to see more, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.